My name is Samantha and today I wanted to show you how to cook Instant Pot new potatoes, or where you live you might call them Instant Pot baby potatoes. They are delicious, especially if you're using an air fryer lid to finish the job off and make them super crispy. I just love them for how quickly I can throw them in the Instant Pot and they're ready for dinner. As well as this recipe, we have more than 1,000 recipes for you to choose from over at recipethis.com, with a common theme of cooked with kitchen gadgets. We have air fryer recipes, instant pot recipes, slow cooker recipes, soup maker recipes, bread machine recipes and many others. We can't wait to see you over there to check out the rest of our collection. So Instant Pot new potatoes is one of my all-time favourite lazy Instant Pot recipes. What I tend to do is when I've been shopping and I can't be bothered to cook dinner and I want some potatoes fast, I'll load a cup of water into the Instant Pot, preferably out the hot tap because then it's quicker to go to pressure. Then I'll add my steamer basket and then I'll load my steamer basket with potatoes. Then you can spread your potatoes out, and then we're going to come back later to season them. We know that the Instant Pot is terrible for when it comes to seasoning your potatoes. And then after loading the potatoes, it's a case of getting your lid on. So place your lid on the Instant Pot. Then to cook potatoes in the Instant Pot, they just need 8 minutes. So use the plus or minus until you get to 8 minutes. And then you're just waiting for the beep to know that the Instant Pot's listening to you. And there you go, it's beeped. And then you can simply come back when it beeps again, because then you know your potatoes are ready. So, get rid of your Instant Pot and let's check on those potatoes. What I like to do, which I've noticed a lot of people are now taking similar photos, is I love to put my vegetables or potatoes on a fork and then you can see if they're cooked. So let's grab a potato, and as you can see, that potato is perfectly cooked. And now you're ready for the second phase of this recipe, and that is that we're going to season them. We're going to add extra virgin olive oil, and then we're going to use the melty crisp blade to make them lovely and crispy. So it's like you're cooking them two different ways. You're steaming them and then you're using the crisp blade to make them lovely and crispy. Because it's a crisp blade, it doesn't do a perfect job, but it does touch the tops of them and makes them a bit more special than them just being like boiled potatoes. So let's start with some olive oil. So that's half a tablespoon going in. You know, I'm not touching them or mixing these potatoes about like I normally do because they're red hot. And plus, because they're perfectly cooked, if you start messing about with them too much, they'll end up breaking and you just won't have the same effect. And then the salt. The salt's very important. Note that I mentioned earlier in this recipe that I'm not salting until after it's pressure cooked. And that's because the pressure cooker takes off a lot of that seasoning and it can turn food bland. So I'd rather season it afterwards, and then you know you're getting that flavour on your food. And then after the salt, I love a bit of pepper, and then best of all, some extra virgin olive oil. And then last of all, some oregano. Just give it a nice sprinkle and it'll be like when you eat out at those restaurants and they serve a bowl of new potatoes and you're like, oh, fighting over who gets the last new potato because they're lovely. A restaurant we used to go to, they used to always serve it on the side of the salmon and it was just a perfect lunch. You can also make it more indulgent at this point by adding in some little bits of butter, but we love it just with the extra virgin olive oil. So now add your melted crisp blade, or maybe you've got the Instant Pot one. Make sure it's secure and in place. Place the lid down on it, and you're looking for a temperature of 260 Celsius and a cook time of 5 minutes. So I've just moved that up to 5 minutes, and we're going to hit start. What you'll find with these, like I said, is they do tend to coat the top of them quite a lot. What you can do is, if you have a problem with that and you want them crispy everywhere, is do them for 5 minutes, turn them, and then do another 5. And we've beat. So shall we check on our potatoes? First of all, let's remove the lid and let's see how they're doing. Oh wow, they look fantastic. They've got a lovely crisp on them. And they're just like when you eat out at a restaurant. But like I was saying, one side of them are not going to be crispy because it's not like a traditional air fryer. So if you do want both sides to be crispy, turn them over and put the melty lid back on. And then take it down to personal judgment, because we've noticed that if you use a higher trivet, they don't take as long. If you go in lower trivet, then they'll take longer because of the distance between the lid and the food. So bear that in mind, and also think about the size of your potatoes. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Recipe This family. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Pinterest. We also have a weekly newsletter at recipethis.com/newsletter, where we share with you our latest kitchen gadget recipes, what we're cooking in the Milner kitchen, and so much more. As well as this, we recommend that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then whenever we have a new video, you will be the first to know. And if you want to know about all our future videos, then I recommend you hit the bell for instant notifications. But even better, we now have a podcast. It's called Magic with Gadgets. Simply search Magic with Gadgets on your favourite podcast player and you'll find us there.